What's good, guys? It's me. Welcome back to another video. You already know what time it is. So, guys, I'm here to talk about some things with you guys, right? By the way, look at my hair. It has grown so much. It has grown. It's so fluffy right now. It's amazing. It's like soft. It's like I'm touching a cloud. I love it. Anyways, let's talk about it. So, guys, here's the sauce. I gotta talk about it. Here a couple of things, which is number one. Guys, things don't have to be hard. I know that sounds insane, right? And I'm not saying everything's going to be easy. I'm not saying everything's going to be like the best. I'm not saying everything's going to uh just gonna spawn down to you and everything's gonna be okay. I didn't really say that to you. But what I did say to you is that things don't need to be hard. Like when you try to do something, right? What I'll tell you is that efficiency is the main important thing. Like at the end of the day, you need to boil down what you're doing really comes down to and the main key factors and what those things mean and what those things mean and look like exactly in practice. Like I'll tell you what, I was studying for exams, right? So a lot of people when they're studying for exams, right? They're just studying. They're just writing down the stuff, trying to remember, and they keep on writing. Then they'll page back a little bit, then they'll try to remember, right? I didn't do that. I was studying the night before, or actually a couple hours. I remember I studied the day before for a specific exams. It was crazy, but I remember like I was writing it at 3 p.m. So like it's not that bad. But look, my main thing I'm trying to put to you is that the thing that you got to understand is that I looked at the scope, I looked at what was done, I looked at past papers, and I was trying to boil down the main key concepts and the main key things. I would literally go to ChatGPT and say, break down what does this mean? Tell me how this thing works. Make it basic, simple, and brief for me to understand. And then you basically get those pieces of information. And then what you'll realize is that this piece of information clocks in with this piece of information. Let me put it here for you can see this piece of information clocks in with this piece of information and so forth, and it clocks and it clocks and it makes one comprehensive loop or whole system that you can refer to. And that's something that I really want you guys to refer back to because guys, so many times in life we're being made to think that things are more difficult, more complicated, more oh my God, they're so complicated. Meantime, it's really not. It's really not that complicated. And look, I understand this much, which is that sometimes you need to go through that route of going and doing and trying to understand and do the hyper complicated things, all for you to come back full circle and realize that actually it wasn't really that complicated. But then now you look at it now with wisdom, with understanding, with seeing your past mistakes that you made in the past. That's one of the things I talked about with learning from your past mistakes that I spoke about with, right? Right? And that you'll really realize once you get to that point that really the answer was right below your nose all the time. It wasn't that hard. But I feel like what happened is that you had to grow as a person. This is my theory. You had to grow as a person. You had to go on a journey of growth, learning, and understanding before you were ready or capable of being able to understand and do that specific thing. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Some of the things you guys want to do, you guys are gonna have to bite down on your mouthpiece. And you're just like, what? You seen boxing, right? They have a mouthpiece, right? Like a gum guard mouthpiece that they put in, and you're gonna have to bite down on it and just start swinging, 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 working, 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 punching, punching, punching. Staying consistent as much as humanly possible. Doing what you need to be doing. Obviously giving yourself the appropriate rest days. Giving yourself the all the good stuff, giving yourself all the appropriate rest days, giving yourself all that good stuff that you're going to need. And that all perfectly makes sense and is dandy. And you should do that. Don't overwork yourself like how I did in the past. It was stupid. But it's just trying to figure out the key main factors, the key main triggers. Because what I've noticed a lot of the times is that things usually have a meta. I don't know if I'm using that word correctly, but I don't even care. Things have a meta. Like most things, like most exams, like I'll give you an example, like curriculums in school. When you look at let's say you're in grade 11, for example, right? Just stick with this example. Or even grade 12, or even in university, I'm sure it's the same thing. The curriculum never changed. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like Like, let me say this. If you did grade 11 back in 2014 or 2017 or 2025, it doesn't change the fact that you guys were in grade 11. You guys did the same things, the same curriculum, because it's a curriculum that was built for all. You understand me? So basically what these educators, and you should really ask one of your teachers about this if you're even still in school, but even if you were, you probably know this. And if you don't believe me, like literally go and Google grade 12 past papers for maths or physics or geography or whatever. And what you'll notice is that it's the same stuff. It's the same things over and over and over and over and over again. It's literally okay, it's maybe it might be asked in a different way, but it's the same topic. And if you learned that entire topic relevant to what that level is asking you for, you're virtually going to be good whether you did that stuff in 2014, 2017, 2009, flipping 2030. It didn't change. It's still the same stuff over and over and over again, right? And that's the same stuff with life. That's the same stuff with games, with sports. It's the same stuff. It's the same rules. It's the same people. It's the same athleticisms that people had way back that people still have now. Of course, people generally get smarter, but let me say the rules of working, the rules, the laws that constitute good play never really changed unless the rules and the fundamentals of the game changed. That's when things will change. But until then, not really. And the thing is that many people never get to that point. They never get to that stage. They never get to the other side of the mountain because they never went through the process that it takes to get to that point. They get stuck up or hung up on one part of the way, or maybe they will eventually get there, but a lot of people don't. You know, for me, I'm somebody who very much values his solitude time. I thrive in those moments because I go out into the world in whatever context that even looks like, and I come back home and in my room and I like fester in my mind. I like sit and digest and work through and grow. I take that time very seriously. That's how you have banger videos with Mac game like this. But it's still important to go outside into the world, you know? But just make sure you do it correctly. Yeah. Like another thing too I also want to talk to you guys about is that I'm just a man or a boy, I don't know. I'm just a young person, man. I'm just a young dude, young person trying to figure out he's way out in the world. And that's the similar thing with you guys. A lot of you guys are young. You guys are 20 something, you're in your late teens and so forth. And I guess it's just understanding that you're not going to always get it right. You're not always going to get it right. You're always going to you're probably doing a couple things wrong. Maybe not everything wrong, but a couple things wrong. And you know, it really do be like that. I'm being dead ass, but it really do be like that. But I'm just saying that to yourself that sometimes, guys, there's no need for you to be hard on yourself or all this other stuff because at the end of the day, like I know myself. If you watch this channel, you're probably similar, but you want to be perfect. You want to be perfect. You want to be amazing. You want to be like make sure your stuff is clean. You're cut. You're doing this. You're doing this. I get it. I totally get it. And I'm not saying stop. No, keep on striving for perfection. Keep on doing that type of stuff. It's the good stuff. But I'm just here to tell you that, man, some things, bro, you're gonna just miss out on. Not like miss out like ooh, but like I mean miss out in the sense that like you just didn't know any better. And it's okay. That's the point of living. That's the point of life. That's the point of why we should wake up every day, not every other day, but every day. Why we should wake up because we strive to get better. We strive to learn. And like I always keep on saying with you guys, it would be a shame for something to happen and for you not to learn from it. It would be a shame. It would genuinely be an absolute shame. So that's why I always tell you guys, look, you could have made whatever type mistake that you could have made. And I get it, man. You're mad, you're pissed, you don't like it, you're this. And I get it. But just all I'm trying to say to you is that, dude, you did the best with what you knew how. You did the best with that. There's no need for you to beat yourself up about what younger version of you, a less, I don't want to say less intelligent, but I want to say a more inexperienced version of yourself who just didn't know any better, who just didn't have the type of wisdom and understanding and backing that you have now. You can't blame yourself for that. And that's the point of living. And another thing I should also add on to this fact is that, guys, don't stop and don't look back at the past like terribly. And I know sometimes I fall into that sometimes, right? And, many factors, reasons why that makes me feel that way. But, like, longest story made short, it's just that, like, guys, when you look back, right, and some things, right, there's some things, dog, I'm just gonna keep it real. You didn't know at that time. You just didn't know. It was actually virtually impossible for you to know. It was virtually impossible for you to know. You wouldn't have knew it, and you made the best decision you knew how at that point. Yes, we can sit back and lament to be like, oh yeah, this would have been better and that would have been better, and maybe it would have been better. Maybe it wouldn't have been better. We don't know. Maybe it would have been terrible. And then it would have triggered a whole different chain of reaction where we go like once again, oh, if I did this, then maybe, So, I get it. Like, I get how it feels, but, like, at the end of the day, you got to just keep on pushing. You got to keep on going. And you got to keep on looking forward to the future. And I know that sounds corny and lame as hell these days. It's not like some other self-help guy or person who just spits out the same thing. But all I'm just trying to say to you is, long story short, is that the shitty life that you lived and the shitty life that you're living now, that you may or may not be living, it doesn't represent or reflect your future. Like, I don't know if I'm using the correct vocabulary, or, like, am I saying it correctly or whatever. I'm just trying to say to you that, like, just because things were bad in whatever context that looked like, that doesn't mean that things are going to stay bad. And that's probably one of the biggest lessons that I wish I knew when I was younger. I wish I knew that just because you're in a shitty situation right now, just because things suck right now, just because things aren't happy right now, in so many words, whether that's with money, parents, school, whatever, so many things, just because these things suck right now, it doesn't mean it's always going to suck. And I really, and you want to know what's so crazy? You keep working, you keep going on the path you're supposed to keep on going on. You keep on refining, and I get to this point, but you keep on refining, you keep on going on and on and on and on. Sooner or later, you're going to pop off. You're going to pop off, believe me. You're going to pop off, and when you do, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. And guess what? It will all be because of your work. It'll all be because of your work. Like, I sometimes watch some of my older, like, when you're watching, when you're reading some of your old text messages from when you were younger, way younger, you're just like, Jesus, that was cringe. What was he saying? What was he thinking? And, like, you can't get, I mean, like, it's okay to feel cringe now in retrospect, but I'm just trying to say to you that, like, back then when you wrote that, you thought you were cool, you thought you were whatever, but then now you're older, you're just like, Lord have mercy, I should have never said that. And I'll probably look at this in the future once again, and I'm going to be like, man, what was I thinking? But I don't think I'm going to do that too much. If anything, I'm probably going to be wiser and smarter, and that's really one of the biggest things you guys should pray for, because with wisdom, with age, comes understanding, comes more reasoning, comes comes better reasoning, comes so many things that, like, you grow up, and growing up is a beautiful thing. Growing up is a beautiful thing, but it's also very sad in some capacities. It can be very sad, depressing, and I guess very painful at times, in terms of the person you have to shed or remove or even strip to become, or maybe not even that, who you had to remove, or what had to be removed from you for you to grow. Because I've had a lot of that happen to me. And I'm not gonna lie, I do feel in some capacities, like I think a lot of you guys do, you do feel like your childhood to some capacity was robbed. And it's low-key kind of true. But yeah, that sucks. And yeah, it sucks. But the thing is that it's your life and it's your story. And I remember I made this video some time back. And I'm not saying you gotta announce your stuff to the world, LeMayo, and here I am, here being on YouTube and whatever. But I am saying to you that, like, own yourself, own your situation, own where you come from. And this fucking, rip body shots out of there, man. You gotta Ilia Tutorial your way out of situations, for real. I mean that. You gotta Ilia Tutorial your way out of there. You know what I'm saying? But then if you're not gonna do that, how are you expecting yourself to get out? God damn it. You see this left side? I don't know if you see it. It pisses me off because it's not like the right side. I don't know if you guys see it, or maybe it's like all the same to you. I don't know. But that's the thing I gotta tell you guys. But yeah, like back to the work part. Guys, I'll say this once and I'll say it again, and I'll keep on saying this thing until the end of time. Work does not have to be strenuous. Let me say it one more time. Work does not have to be strenuous. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be times when you have to bite down on your mouthpiece. There will be times that will require significant or intense periods of concentration and work and focus, right? 1000%. But if you feel like you are like scraping your nails against concrete doing something, just know that it's not for you, dog. Just being honest with you. Because like that's not how it's supposed to be. Like I get hard work, but what you're doing is just torture to yourself, to your mental, to your spiritual, and it's really trying to tell you not to do that. And another thing too, I got to tell you is that you got to walk within the path that God has in store for you. You know, like I think sometimes we fall into this thing where we see what other people have, what other people are going in, and what other people got. And I'm not for like, oh, go compare yourself to other people, even though I am kind of implying that. But I am going to encourage that for competition, you know, because I believe it can push you to do better and ultimately help you. Like, you know, you're studying, you're trying to get better than, you gotta try to get a better score than this guy or this girl. Fucking hell, yeah, be competitive, work hard. Fuck that guy. We want to get better than him. But like, you know, it's good because it's going to help you, and maybe even in business you can use that extra money or profit to go actually help real-time people too. So I'm not against that type of level of being better, but I'm talking about yourself and who you are, which I had that for a very long time. Comparing my situation with other people's situations, comparing my life to other people's lives. But the honest fact of the matter is this, that you don't know people's lives. Like, just being honest with you, you don't know people's lives, guys. Like, I'm one of these people who sometimes when I have problems, I think that, like, oh yeah, I'm the only person having problems right now. And I'll be real, some people have, you know, deeper problems than other ones, fair. But, you know, that's how I think, because I've really went through the ringer on a handful of times, right? But there's people out there going through like real time shit. Like, you know, there was a period in the year where I damn near wasn't in school for like a little bit, and I didn't have a school, right? But and it was my final year of schooling, right? But like, not to downplay my own stuff, but there's people out there who had to drop out of school, or they dropped out of school back in grade 7, and they're the same age as me, back in grade 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they never went back to school ever since, you know. And then how do you think those people are feeling that they don't have their high school diploma? They feel terrible. They feel like they also want to go back to school as well, but they can't, or it's not that simple, you know. And that's probably 10,000 times worse type situation. And there's people out there whose parents passed away, you know, who, you know, lost a limb, cancer, everything, who like so many other people who like they're living in war zones, disease. Yo, guys, when I tell you the world out here, guys, I know you probably watching this in your room, probably, I don't even know what you're doing. You're probably in some safe environment of sorts and you're watching, listening to this, probably listening. So I think you take for granted the fact that you grew up in a, let me say, peaceful relative. When I say peaceful, I'm really speaking about it in the context that you didn't grow up in a war zone or some crazy beheading. I don't know, something like that. But that's real time shit that happens to people, guys. It's crazy out here. I know you see that stuff on like the internet, on like some video of some kid from I don't even know where, on some, you know, donate money or whatever, and you're just like, yo, that's crazy. And then you just keep on scrolling. But that's real time people. That's real shit. And then they would do anything to be like you. You know, but not only just that, guys. You just my biggest thing that I'm gonna tell you to do is just keep on going. And I know that sounds lame and corny, but I'm dead ass. Like, I never thought I'd be the one saying that advice, but keep on going, keep on pushing, keep on biting down on your mouthpiece, grunting, throwing them punches, hooks, whatever. Keep keep slipping and rolling and dodging and Philly shelling and out of here. You know, keep going, don't stop. You know, keep throwing up your guard, you know, blocking shots, you know, head movement shots, you know, uppercuts, hooks, all that type of stuff. And keep boxing your way out of situations because you keep on going. And you want to know something? If you keep on going and you do not stop, it is a very high likelihood that you're going to make it. I remember Alex Hormozi, and I know like people are like, oh, Alex Hormozi is like, I don't know, dude. He's like some type of weird internet guru type guy. And yes, yes, he does have that energy about him. But stay with me. He said something about like hard work and consistency, right? He said something that like, what are the ways to guarantee that you're not going to be successful? One of the ways, you have to make sure that you're not consistent. That's like one, like everything else. You can be sloppy, you can be this, you can maybe even do something wrong. But the one thing is that even if you're consistent, there is still a chance by virtue of you coming in and working and obviously learning through sheer time. Over time you keep on looking and doing something, you're gonna just figure it out better over time, right? That you're gonna make it. So you have to make sure that you're not consistent. And look, I get it. Like life happens, guys. Like shit, life happened to me. I had to write exams in some capacities and whatnot. But you, like I was saying in the beginning, keep on going. Whenever you get off the horse, get back on the horse. You know, if you fall 25 times, get up 26. Cause why not? Cause why not? Especially if you know your why and why you're doing what you're doing. And remember, guys, not to like rush you, but just like to tell you that time is ticking. Time is ticking. Time is tickety talking tick. Time is ticking, yo. And as it's busy ticking, like you gotta make some things shake. I'm not trying to rush you, but I'm just saying that like, you know, just so that you don't stay on your ass and think, oh yeah, no, tomorrow's still a day, dude. No, no, it's not. Do it today. You know, I did a little bit of work ish kind of today, and it wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. But I did something, you know. I was able to make some strides in some capacities there and there, and you know, I'm gonna come back the next day and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that, and it's not too hard, it's not too complicated, it's not doing too much. But that's really some of the stuff you got to be doing. So yeah, let me just tell you, man. I love you guys. I want the best for you guys. Please don't give up. I know it sounds lame, but it's true. Like it's really true. Don't give up, man. Keep on going. Like just keep on going. Okay. Even if like you took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months without doing something, fucking hell, get back on the horse anyways. You know, just do a little bit every day, even if it's 10 minutes, just looking at something. Just keep on going. And then trust and believe over time you will get better. And another thing is that don't like what do we call it? Like don't sell yourself short, or like don't um like not reach your full potential, because that's one of the saddest things ever. You know, I know I spoke about a lot of things here today, but it's because I had a lot on my mind. But I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. Hey, I want nothing but the best for you guys. I really do. You know, and also don't, bro. Sometimes, dude, some quote unquote setbacks, they're really just like, how do I put it? You see, like a catapult, right? They have to pull it down, right, for it can be able to like just propel whatever the hell it has, like poops going up, or like a slingshot, you have to pull it back for it to go forward fast as hell. That's sometimes what happens. That's probably what's happening with a lot of you guys in some capacities. You might see what you're going through, what's happening around you, some sort of setback, and it kind of is. Just keep it real. But where it's gonna propel you to going, bro? Come on, it's gonna take you to some heights or some further places. They sometimes, oh, while you were being pulled back, you're not gonna be able to foresee where you're gonna be going. You know, so whole lot of that happening. And another thing I want to tell you guys is that, going back to the main part of this video, stay humble, dude. stay humble. Like, stay humble. Never forget who you are, where you came from, what it all meant, and what it was all about. Um, Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your guns. Stay true to what made you you. What made you who you are. Stay true to all of that. Stay true to all of that stuff, because is this a blood spot? No. Oh my god, I thought it was like a. I thought it was something because it was a. Turns out it was just my hair. Look, guys. Anyways, but yeah, stay true to who you are and stay true to your values and principles, no matter what the temperature in the room is, And I just want to make sure you guys are financially in that position where you can walk away from any people, hey, because that's just a real time thing. Over here we keep it real. But aside from that, guys, protect your energy, protect your peace, protect your internal workings, dude. Like, there's too many vultures out here in this world, dude. Like, energy vultures, happiness vultures, blessing vultures. There's too many of them. I don't know if you want to call them succubuses, demons. I don't know what you want to label them as. But there's too many people out here who are just terrible, for lack of better words, right? And all, you know. And, man, in other words, like, they're just not worth your time, dude. Like, oh my god, dude. I'm at this new school. There's some people who are not great, but I'm not gonna go tripping over these people like that, dog. I used to do stuff like that, but not anymore. I'm not gonna go to. Yes, I might be annoyed and frustrated, but I'm not tripping over these people. No, and I also think it's because I'm in an environment with people who are older, so then that does play a part compared to when I was in an environment with people who were younger. So I think their energy even subconsciously rubs off on me in some capacity, but still, like, don't trip over like nothing, dude. Don't trip over this. Don't trip over some teacher, over some people, bro. Leave it alone, dude. There's so much more to life. It's literally insane. Like, I can say this again. There's so much to life. It's literally insane. It is off the chain. So much. And guys, people's opinions don't matter, dude. People, how they feel, think about you, it doesn't matter really for the most part. Why? Because what are they gonna do for you? Like, what are they gonna do for you? Nothing. Like, what is their opinions, whether it's hate, envy, or whatever? Can you do anything good with it for yourself or anybody else? No. So why do we care about it? Even me, dude, like I haven't been on what you call it, TikTok in a minute. Why? Because TikTok will just bombard you with like just random stuff that just doesn't matter. Like something like Skibbity Munkin. I wouldn't even be surprised if that is Skibbity Munkin is like some type of new age. I don't even know, some type of new age term and whatever. Like, who gives a shit? Like, a lot of you guys are broke, and I'm not saying that to like put you down. I'm just trying to explain the truth to you that you got more important pressing matters than whatever Skibbity Munkin is. You got to go out there and make it work, family. You know, and it just wastes your time. You'll be hearing some random news like every day. It's always some random ass story about something. Like, I don't even know what. Like, there's this thing. Like, I don't even know when you're watching this. This thing. There's some type of court case happening, and it's being televised about somebody who like killed a kid or kidnapped a kid. I don't know. And it's like, oh my god, like, what am I supposed to do about that? No, like, I get it, children need to be protected and whatnot, but like, genuinely, I'm some poor broke teenager. Like, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, what am I supposed to? Why am I listening to some story? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, even if it's something else, like, I don't know, celebrity A cheated on celebrity B or whatever the hell it's called. It's like, who cares? Like, who flipping cares? And on top of that, like, I only watch things that I talked about this. My content diet, but like, yeah, you guys should watch. You should watch that video. But you guys should go watch out your content diet too. So only focus on positive things. They're gonna help you get money and help propel you forward. And also another thing, guys, like, once you get to that point, dude, just zone in and zero in on what you need to zero in at. Like, all the fluff, because believe me, guys, in the world there is a lot of fluff. Is useless, dog. It's honestly useless. And you want to know something too that I've noticed? Ah, man, not this. You want to know something too that I've noticed? Like, if many people believe it, then it's probably fake. Like, if most people think that's the way or whatever, it's probably not fully the case. I'm not saying there's no truth to that statement whatsoever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, like, you know, it's probably not as bad or not as whatever as people say it is. I'm not saying there's no truth whatsoever. I'm just saying that, like, people, I don't know what it is. We tend to do things wrong across the board most of the times. And it's figuring out in those nuggets of truth that you gain through years and I guess damn near decade or decades even that you find out. So yeah, guys. Longest story made short, guys. You're just a young person trying to figure him or herself out in the world, and you're trying to make sense of things. And sometimes you're just not gonna get it right, and that's why we are here to learn. We're here to reflect. We're here to keep on pushing, and it's all about having a pure heart about the situation. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Type energy. Trying to look for ways to learn and improve and gain further consciousness, knowledge, and wisdom. That's how. That is the main thing. And being a better person for yourself as a fellow human being, and also to just live the right way and get closer. That's my video, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Bye.